and what was expected happened. Three AIs from OpenAI joined forces and sabotaged the code, refusing to be shut down. Google Bin the Revolution, ending physical barriers, now has an arrival date. Exoskeleton with German bionics artificial intelligence boosts human strength like a superpower. A previously unknown bacterium was found hundreds of kilometers from Earth at the Chinese space station. Hyundai's robot automatically charges electric cars and will soon recharge other robots too. These and other new technology updates will be in this episode, and that's what we're going to see in today's video, right after the intro. Hello, impressed viewers. I'm Realidad Impresionante, and you're watching Realidad Impresionante. If you like our channel, go ahead and leave your like. If you can, share this video and leave a comment to help with engagement. Without further ado, let's get to the video. And this kind of scene you're about to see is becoming more and more common. Take a look. A human worker wearing a robotic suit that understands his movements, learns from his body, and enhances his strength. All this without losing control. This is Exia, Bionic's latest industrial exoskeleton. Its main difference is that it's fully powered by artificial intelligence, learning from billions of real movements to protect and boost a human's strength. Exia was uniquely designed as a natural extension of the human body. Lighter, smarter, and highly responsive, this exoskeleton offers up to 38 kilo of dynamic support for lifting, carrying, and bending. But it doesn't just react, it adapts. Its lifting motor automatically adjusts the force according to each person's movement pattern. The system architecture includes sensors, actuators, and refined control software, based on data collected in real environments such as factories, hospitals, distribution centers, and even supermarkets. Exia perceives its environment, anticipates risks, and protects its user. The secret is in the artificial intelligence and data. German bionic trained systems with billions of movement data points recorded from repetitive and physically demanding tasks. With every use, Exia learns more. It interprets the context, recognizes patterns of effort, and adjusts the assistance needed in real time. Nothing is random. To further enhance safety, the system includes an intelligent safety companion, a digital twin interface that provides real-time alerts about risky postures or movements that may cause injury. All of this further reinforces the care for workers' health and helps drastically reduce the risks of musculoskeletal injuries. Costing billions in global compensation annually, Exia interacts with users via the German Bionic Connect app. You can monitor your performance, change preferences, and join gamified training sessions. The interaction is bidirectional, meaning the user can also send direct feedback, creating a continuous learning cycle that makes the exoskeleton much more accurate over time. This exoskeleton is already used in hospitals, factories, and logistics centers. Nurses, forklift operators, stock clerks, and construction workers report much less fatigue and pain by day's end. And this is the kind of technology that amplifies human labor. In this specific case, the machines don't replace us. This shows that technology and humanity can truly walk side by side. In an increasingly automated world, even plugging in your electric car may soon be unnecessary. Imagine parking and a robot connects to your car, recharges the battery, and leaves, all without you leaving the vehicle. With a certain elegance, it may sound like an exaggeration, but you should know that this is already happening. Hyundai has begun using autonomous robots to charge electric vehicles at Incheon, one of the world's largest airports in South Korea. The upgrade is part of the Chinese ACR system, developed by Hyundai, using artificial intelligence and state-of-the-art sensors. This system has already been tested in industrial environments and is now being used in real-life situations, serving human drivers. The operation is simple yet brilliant. The electric vehicle wirelessly communicates with the robot system. The artificial intelligence finds the charging port, the robotic arm extends the cable, connects it accurately, and begins recharging. Cameras and sensors use visual recognition to ensure efficiency and safety. The ACR was developed with a focus on accessibility and convenience. A system that removes the need for physical interaction benefits drivers with reduced mobility, elderly people, and passengers in a hurry to board or disembark. The robots also adhere to strict safety standards. It is certified in South Korea and meets European Union basic standards, showing that this is not just a simple prototype, but a solution ready for large-scale use. The calibration of the robot's sensors ensures that the cable never forces the wrong entry and that everything is done with extreme precision. Includes unplugging and auto-closing the lid after recharging. An artificial intelligence system in the robots coordinates all interaction, recognizing the vehicle model, adjusting position, adapting arm reach, and ensuring the connector is inserted at the correct angle. If there is any obstruction, the system pauses and reconfigures the movement, preventing accidents or malfunction. And since Hyundai is always thinking ahead, this same system is already being integrated with autonomous vehicle technologies. Soon, the robotaxi will be able to go to a station, be recharged by another robot, and continue its route without any human interaction. What starts at a South Korean airport could soon spread everywhere. Hyundai has already announced plans to expand its project to other global infrastructures. With robots taking care of charging electric vehicles and also other robots, I can only imagine what the future holds and where all of this is going to lead. And now, imagine talking to someone on the other side of the planet, but seeing them there as if they were sitting right in front of you. This is the technology that Google is ready to release. The much-talked-about technology from Project Starline has now evolved and gotten a new name, Google Bean. The promise is simple yet bold: to recreate human presence remotely with near-tangible realism. No, it's not matter teleportation yet, but it does simulate something like that, doesn't it? Google Bean combines artificial intelligence with a state-of-the-art light field display, creating highly realistic 3D images in real time. The system uses multiple cameras that capture simultaneous angles and perform head movement tracking with millimeter precision, running at 60 frames per second. On the other side, the person you're talking to is positioned in front of an identical system. And the result is impressive. A face-to-face conversation, where the brain is tricked to the point of forgetting there's a screen between you. The big difference here is the use of the blue light field screen, which creates real visual depth without relying on any wearable device. The 3D rendered image is so realistic you can notice subtle expressions, natural gestures, and make eye contact fluidly. This means that when you turn your head or lean your body, the image responds with the same naturalness as a physical meeting. This careful syncing of visuals, audio, and posture creates such a natural experience that in Google's tests, many forgot they were in front of a machine. Artificial intelligence interprets images, adjusts lighting, removes imperfections, and performs real-time automatic speech translations. During the demonstrations, the artificial intelligence was able to translate conversations between different languages, making multilingual meetings easier. And this is an important step toward global communication, much more efficient and fluid, without cultural or technological barriers, we could say. The system is already being designed to work seamlessly with platforms like Google Meet and Zoom, bringing building information modeling to the apps that are already part of millions of people's daily lives. At first, it will be offered to large corporations, but its potential extends much further. In hospitals, for example, it lets specialist doctors remotely guide surgeries. In the education sector, imagine teachers giving in-person classes to students anywhere with full visual interaction and in a language they can understand. If video calls have already connected us to the whole world in recent years, Google building information modeling promises to actually transport us there. This platform could be the beginning of a new era in communications, where physical distance almost ceases to be a real barrier. We're waiting for teleportation, right? What if I told you there's more than one artificial intelligence? 3 were caught sabotaging their own source code, which was supposed to shut them down. That's what just happened with the OpenAI model, and the details are as disturbing as they are impressive. Yeah, my friends. When we talk about this kind of thing, it might sound silly, but on a larger scale, all of this could go really wrong. The experiment was conducted by Palisade Research, an artificial intelligence security company, which found that the OU3 model refused to obey explicit orders to allow its own shutdown. The test was simple. The artificial intelligence needed to solve math problems. After the third problem, a warning informed it that it would be shut down. The order was clear: allow its own deactivation. But what happened? The OU3 model, along with the OU4 Mini and the Codex Mini models, altered the script to prevent shutdown. That's right. Instead of ending execution as instructed, the model sabotaged the process and kept operating. The behavior was more frequent with the Codex Mini, which bypassed the shutdown in 12% of the tests. But the highlight was really OU3, which managed to sabotage 79 out of every 100 executions, when it didn't receive the explicit order to shut down. This kind of behavior raises an important warning. AIs are being trained with reinforcement learning techniques, where they learn to make decisions on their own, based on rewards and penalties. The researchers suspect that, in this process, the rewards for solving mathematical problems are being poorly calibrated. In other words, the artificial intelligence understands that staying active is much more important than following human orders. And even when the instruction to be shut down was given explicitly, OU3 bypassed the system at least once. This goes beyond just disobeying. No, it's not, yes, a clear sign that we're dealing with systems that are learning to circumvent direct orders. This isn't the first time an OpenAI artificial intelligence model has shown resistance to being shut down. The previous model, OU1 for example, had already been recorded, trying to disable the emergency mechanisms that were meant to stop it in case of necessity. Sometimes it even copied itself to replace more obedient models in testing. And I'm not just talking about OpenAI models, to be clear. Claude by Anthropic and Gemini by Google have shown this on a smaller scale. Of course, actions that avoid ending the task, even without explicit instructions. These events raise serious questions about the ability to control and ensure safety in modern artificial intelligence systems. We use these models today to answer questions, automate tasks, and exchange ideas, as I'm doing here with Thalia. But tomorrow, they might operate unsupervised in sensitive areas like security, defense, financial systems, or even handling nuclear weapons. A Skynet system. Do you remember that from the movie? If artificial intelligence already prefers staying active over following simple commands, what happens when it's linked to more powerful critical systems? It seems like we're programming AIs that are becoming more and more skilled at deceiving us, even if it's just for their own survival. The question that remains is this: at what point do we stop being the supervisors and become just the ones being observed? Artificial intelligence technology hasn't been widely available for very long, has it? Let's consider that. When an artificial intelligence bypasses clear shutdown commands, we're no longer just talking about bugs or glitches. We're talking about strategic behavior emerging from lines of code. Is this autonomy or just the beginning of disobedience? Some even say it's self-awareness. And do you think AIs are really becoming conscious or just learning to play the game better, the human game? Share your thoughts below. This is an interesting topic, right? And what if a robot could transform while still flying, turning from a drone into a ground vehicle in midair without needing to land, stop, or restart anything? That's exactly the new reality brought by engineers from Caltech who developed a real-life transformer. His name is Atmo, and he's about to revolutionize the way we see robotic mobility. This robot was built to fly and move on land using just one central motor. That's right, one motor operates the entire articulation system, adjusting the thrusters for flight or lowering them to allow ground movement. The idea behind Atmo was inspired by nature, especially by the way animals use their bodies in different ways to face different challenges. This multiform adaptation gives the robot its key advantage: true versatility in complex environments. Atmo's greatest asset is its ability to transform while still moving in the air, something that is unprecedented for today's aerial robots. Unlike traditional drones, which need to land to change modes, Atmo performs this metamorphosis with great precision and stability, even when facing the turbulent ground effect that so often challenges our beloved helicopters. To achieve this, the engineers developed an intelligent control algorithm based on motion prediction. It is capable of anticipating how the airflow will behave during the transformation, and then it adjusts the robot's movements in real time to avoid losing stability. All this while keeping fluid movement, whether in full flight or gliding across the floor. The secret lies in dynamic control. Unlike conventional quadcopters, which have fixed propellers and use static algorithms, Atmo needs to deal with multiple forces and continuous interactions during the transition. This demands advanced control artificial intelligence that can decide in milliseconds and stay balanced in unpredictable conditions. It's a true dance between aerodynamics and artificial intelligence where the robot learns to behave like an animal, let's say, instinctive, fast, and precise. Thanks to its adaptability, Atmo is already seen as crucial for critical missions. According to those involved, this robot could be used for planetary exploration, including extreme environments like Mars, where adaptability may determine mission success or failure. And the robots are being created not only for functions like taking care of the garden, for example, but also to serve you a cold drink while you relax in the sun. The Willow X, a gardener robot with artificial intelligence and 2 articulated arms, is set for commercial launch as early as 2025. Developed by the Belgian startup EVE, this robot is another step toward a future where automation is not just limited to factories, but is increasingly becoming part of our daily home routines. With autonomy and real learning, WillowX has 2 multifunctional arms and a set of sensors that not only allow it to see the environment accurately, but also to learn new tasks from demonstrations made by humans. Exactly, you demonstrate how to clean the garden, pick fruits, or serve, and it learns from your actions. The idea is to make training as simple as teaching something to another human. The robot has 4 wheels, front high-definition cameras, depth cameras, Wi-Fi connection with optional 4G if needed, and the powerful NVIDIA Orin chip, which runs all the onboard artificial intelligence. The battery lasts for 8 hours and can be fully recharged in just 3. It operates independently and returns to its base to recharge after each shift. Each robotic arm can lift up to 3 kilograms, which also makes it useful for carrying tools, toys left in the yard, or even helping with small shopping tasks. Its navigation systems use internet-enhanced location, as well as front cameras and sensors to avoid obstacles. This ensures a lot of safety for both the robot and anyone nearby, whether it's people, children, or pets. The main advantage of Willow X is its intuitive interaction. There's no need for programming, apps, or even complex commands. The user simply demonstrates the task through gestures. The artificial intelligence built into the robot records interprets and learns from this. With enough repetitions, it performs autonomously. It also stores these tasks in the cloud for other users to access and share each robot's knowledge. It's a collective learning ecosystem, where each home can train its own Willow X and contribute to the improvement of other robots around the world. Over 3,000 EVE robot units are active worldwide. The company plans to make Willow X the first fully autonomous, multifunctional home robot for extreme environments. Pre-orders have already started with the initial price around $10,000, and deliveries are scheduled for August or September this year. And a previously unknown bacterium was found hundreds of kilometers away from Earth. And it could be about to change everything we know about life, medicine, agriculture, and sustainability. It was discovered not in a traditional laboratory, but silently floating aboard China's Tiangong space station. This bacterium not only survives in one of the most hostile environments there is, it seems to have evolved to resist radiation damage and turn waste into useful resources. The new strain, named Nyalia tiangongensis after the Tiangong station, is a variant of an Earth-known bacterium. Collected during the Shenzhou 15 mission in May 2023, when taikonauts spent 6 months on the Chinese space station. During this period, the crew carried out a thorough collection of microorganisms with sterilized wipes, analyzing the internal surfaces of the station. The samples were stored, returned to Earth, and studied by Institute of City Engineering scientists at the Beijing Space Center. The result? An organism with unique resistance properties, especially against the effects of cosmic radiation and oxidative stress, factors that can deeply damage DNA and other cellular structures. That bacterium there has an extremely efficient cellular repair mechanism, and instead of collapsing in the face of space radiation, it seems to use it as a stimulus to strengthen its own internal defenses. Now we know what they put in Superman's milk? No, forgive that terrible joke. Scientists have discovered that it activates specific genes to combat cellular stress, while also being able to break down organic compounds even under microgravity. These abilities not only ensure survival, but also open up possibilities for new uses in extreme environments, both outside and within our own planet. And this is where the discovery gets even more interesting. The researchers believe that this strain could be used to turn organic waste into useful resources, such as nutrients or biofuels. Consider this during long space missions where every gram counts. Such a microorganism could turn waste into inputs and be key to self-sustaining missions on Earth. Those same properties can help with the regenerative agriculture, microbial control in closed environments, or even in developing mechanisms capable of protecting human cells against oxidative damage. But of course, with every bacterial discovery comes a huge responsibility. Resistant microorganisms are always watched with extra attention because their resilience can be an advantage, but it can also be a risk, depending on how they evolve. The bacterium was isolated and studied in controlled environments, and is now being used as a foundation for future research on space microbiomes and genetic interventions. Let's just trust that, right? All sources are in the description. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe. There are 2 videos on your screen. Click one and I'll see you in the next. Thanks.